These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
We are back with another episode, another video. How about them Celtics video? I'm just going to stick with it. Thursday, September 14th is when we're recording. We asked you guys 4 ideas, and I believe it was Joey Spatulas who said, I'd like to see you possibly take the top 8 guys of rotation, give what you think of them, break down what they should have worked on in the offseason to unlock the next level of their game. Well, Joey Spatulas, we're going to turn this into a series. We're going to do one video on each player. We're going to give you 3 things we think each player needs to improve on. We absolutely.
This is going to get us to the preseason. There's like 2.5 3 weeks till the media day.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get.
It's gonna take us. We're gonna do 2 in every cycle of videos, and that's a month. So
we might just go all in.
8 players. We'll see. We're gonna start with Jaylen Brown. Obviously got paid this summer, massive contract extension. We'll be back in Boston. Quite literally cannot be traded this upcoming season. So he's gonna be on the Celtics. And probably the most, I don't think controversial is a fair word, at least from my perspective, but a lot of people weren't happy with the money. A lot of people were upset with him after Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, he had 8 turnovers. And so we're going to start with the most obvious one, dribbling. Just dribbling the ball. Obviously, the whole Jaylen Brown left hand meme has kind of took over Twitter in the finals, or after the Eastern Conference Finals last year. And as much as it is blown up, probably out of proportion, it's bad. It's really, he's just not great with his left hand. And so Jaylen Brown learning not even just the left hand, Jaylen Brown dribbling into traffic was a huge problem last year, left or right. He would just find himself caught in space. Yeah, it was rough. So dribbling is probably maybe number one, not number one for me, but it's a top 3, obviously 3 things.
I think it could be number 1. And here's why. You say going into traffic. Yes. Facts. He was going into like 5 guys at the end of that playoff series. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But if he is able to get his handle tight and really master it, albeit he did have some kind of left hand injury throughout the playoffs that nobody talks about, in fairness to him, just because he's gotten beaten into the ground this summer. Deservedly so. I mean, they kind of lost because he turned the ball over so many times. But he did have an injury. Nobody talks about it. I would like to see him be able to be a reliable person on the drive because he's such a great finisher. If he can actually just get to the basket or even to the mid-range, he's scoring at such a high rate. It's so effective, and it makes things so much harder for the defense. Now you've got this whole thing. You had Caleb Martin on a podcast like making fun of it and like bringing attention to like, yeah, dude, like everybody knows just force him left. He can't go left. That should not be a thing if you're an all NBA level talent.
Yeah.
That just speaks to how great the rest of his game is. If he's able to be an all NBA level player, not just because people are like, he's about to get a contract if he gets all NBA, we're going to help him out. But he legitimately had great stats throughout the season. What was he, 27 points a game? It's pretty impressive for a guy that can't go left.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is Jaylen Brown's not on social media, but you bet your ass he sees social media. Like there is zero
water and plants.
There is 0% chance that he didn't see all the memes. There's 0% chance he didn't see Caleb.
Dude,
Martin
he probably can't walk down the street without somebody like telling him to go left.
My point being, I would bet all the money in my bank account that hours this summer have been spent on dribbling left. Like every year of his career, this is something you've said every year we've ever talked about in the offseason.
Facts.
In our 3 years of this podcast, Jaylen Brown always improves something. There's some part of his game that he comes into next season and it's better. And if that's not the left hand this upcoming season, I would be shocked because you bet your ass he saw all the jokes.
I wonder if Jaylen Brown has been driving this summer and somebody rolled down their window and asked him if the left blinker works on his car. I wonder. I don't know. That was just like the one thing. Because I was like, oh, like he was on the street. People would say go left. I was like, I wonder if they're like, can your car even turn left? Like something corny like that. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. I sure would like it if he could dribble. Just better in general. Left, of course. But like, I want him to be more reliable with the ball. Because if he is, he's able to set his teammates up better. How about that segue?
There we go.
I would like to see Jaylen be able to be a great distributor of the ball, have his head on a swivel,
Yeah.
and make things easier for his teammates better this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to have that responsibility.
Mhm.
Porzingis is the third star in this team now, but Jaylen is still one of the team's top initiators. Even if he's not going to be the point guard, he's still going to draw so much attention from defenses. As we said, driving into traffic, there are times where he gets tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Get rid of the tunnel vision, buddy.
New FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Sam and I had a not a debate or something. Sam doesn't like the word playmaking. Is that correct? You don't.
I
Like
just don't like when people like dip their stamp in ink and then they're just like playmaking on everything.
Sure.
They're just like
the reason.
they just use it as a blanket statement.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to use the word playmaking for Jaylen Brown more than just passing, because we've seen he can pass. We've seen him pass the ball. It's fine. I think the playmaking part is important because of everything you just said. And I'm going to write about this later this summer for Celtics blog. I wrote an article 2 years ago. Unfortunately, it was about Miles Bridges, but I basically went over all the film at the exact points where he could become a better playmaker. And I'm going to do the same with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown can get to that mid-range shot. Great. And he can make those mid-range shots. Great. But the next step in that progression is getting to that mid-range shot, getting the defense's attention, and having the wherewithal to see where the defense sinks in or helps because you're going to take that mid-range shot and kick the ball there. Like, that is the playmaking. That is more than just passing. That is reading the defense, being aware of your surroundings, getting to your spot, and using that choice and decision to make a play for somebody else. You just said Jaylen Brown is amazing at the rim.
Yes.
If Jaylen Brown,
Super cool dunks.
a big part of that is his ability to sort of swim his way past his defender, right? He can get past his first defender, and then usually that leads to help defense. That next step is, instead of taking one step, two step, go up, one step, side step, kick to the corner. Like that extra ability, the extra ability to avoid. No, I'm not saying he needs to avoid, like, stop.
I'm about to start getting mad.
I'm not saying he needs to stop attacking the rim, but if the choice is a contested layup against Brook Lopez, Bam Adebayo, or like one of the league's best rim defenders, and they're sinking off Al Horford in the corner, just fucking kick the ball to Al Horford, right? Like, it's that next level of ability to find other players, or even just like simple things like running the pick and roll and being able to hit the roll man in the right spot, right?
Jaylen
like,
Brown be so deadly in the pick and roll, mid-range shot, finishing at the rim. Are you kidding me? Stop at a dime, pull up over a guy trailing you in the pick and roll. Oh my God. He could Trae Young people. He could get to the free throw, which he's not good at. That low-key should have been something we put on the list. Honorable mention free throws. You're one of the best mid-range shooters in the game. Your mid-range shooting percentage should not be higher than your free throw, or at least close. But
it's close.
I think it's close. I think they're both in the 60s. But if Jalen's running the pick and roll, that could be your whole late game offense. If Jaylen runs a pick and roll with Tatum, are you kidding me?
And that's why I said playmaking, because it's more just passing. It's being able to read the offense. Like, when Tatum improved his playmaking
right there.
Pick and roll, there you go. When Tatum improved his playmaking, he was able to set up his teammates better because he created so much gravity that he was able to kick it to other players, and they could cut. Rob could cut. Horford was in the corner. Derek White got to his spot. If Jaylen Brown can do the same thing, he goes from, genuinely, I believe this, if Jaylen Brown becomes the playmaker, or in the passer, or whatever word you want to use, that Jason Tatum has started to become, he goes from should this guy be an All-NBA player to should this guy be All-NBA first team? Genuinely.
MVP. Is he Kobe?
Seriously. He is that good.
Is Jaylen Brown the next Kobe? The video title.
I spent an entire podcast segment earlier this season saying I think Jaylen Brown is a better bucket than Jason Tatum. Saying if I want one possession bucket to get to his spot and find that rhythm, I would go with him. Scorer is Jason Tatum, but in the sense of finding.
You also wrote that article. Jalen's the worst guy ever.
Yes, this is true.
That was the best like arc you had, was when people were just attacking you. They're like, he's such a hater,
hated it.
dude.
But if he can improve that playmaking ability along with the other stuff we're talking about, like, the biggest thing for me is the playmaking. I think it would unlock so many opportunities because not only would it be able to, like, the assist numbers are one thing. I don't necessarily care as much about the exact number, but just setting your teammates up and getting rid of the bad shots. So much space would open up for him because people couldn't just attack him because they know he's not able to play make and find his teammates, right? Like so many, I would just be so excited to see him take the next step. And the last thing, we're going to the other side of the court. The third thing, Jaylen Brown, is defense. And this is sort of, it's come in waves, right? When he came to the league, Jaylen Brown was a great defender. And he's still a good defender. You saw him lock up Harden in that Sixers series. When he turns it on, he is a great defender.
Correct.
But it's just not as consistent anymore, especially in the regular season. He gets caught off the ball so often. You know, he gets blown by way too much for a guy of his strength and his size. I really want to see him lock back in on the defensive end because he is capable of being an all defensive guard. If he locks in, I don't think he'll get there just because of how talented like the guard pool is at the defensive end. And I think you're seeing a lot more all defense guards be guys who don't have to worry about scoring the ball, so they can put all their effort in defense. Alex Caruso, Matisse Thybulle got it 2 years in a row, a couple years ago. But he needs locking back in on defense is a huge thing. And I know you brought it up, so I'll let you talk.
Off the ball, specifically.
That's the big thing.
He gets beat off the ball so much.
Yeah.
Just pay attention. This is the kind of thing I bitch about all the time, and I'm like, I don't really care what they do on offense. As long as they just try on defense, they can be that much better. These are the simple adjustments that I'm talking about. If you just lock in and don't get beat backdoor, or maybe don't leave James Harden open in the corner of a game 4 when you're up, 3 points?
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah,
that would certainly help.
Or they're up 2 in that game in the lead. I don't know. Regardless, if you're not going to lose the game by letting Embiid get a layup and you would have got the ball back, maybe make better decisions off the ball. So that would be a huge addition from Jaylen. They're going to need a little bit of extra defense with the smart exit, even though people have downplayed it, somewhat rightfully so. Like White is capable. He made all defense last year. Porzingis is a different type of defender where he's able to protect the rim pretty well. Yep. Sure, those things are great, but it would be great to have an engaged Jaylen Brown on the perimeter. So this is a slam dunk choice of improvement.
A slam dunk what?
Choice of an improvement.
Oh, yes.
What did you think I said?
I don't know. I just coughed, so I didn't hear it through my headphones. Anyways, 1, 2, 3. Dribbling, number 1. The left-hand memes always reign supreme this summer. Playmaking / willing passer, number 2. And defending, off-ball defense in particular, was number 3. Those are our 3 things with an honorable mention to make your free throws, please.
Did they ever meme the Marcus looking at the left hand with Jaylen?
No, but that would be a good meme.
Yeah, that would be like a great meme. How did we not think of that as a fan base? Or just the NBA fans in general? How they just not be like, dude, look at him looking at Marcus's left hand, just in dismay.
You know what's best up? Jaylen Brown shot a career high from the free throw line this regular season. He shot a career high, 76.5%. Really? Yeah, and then in the playoffs, 68.9%. Fell off a cliff. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Also got to the line more times than ever, 5.1 times a game. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the idea, Joey Spatulas. We'll have another one we're about to record right now that'll probably come out later this week. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We appreciate you. I'll let Sam take it out.
Thank you very much for watching. We very much appreciate it. That is for sure. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can do that. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any daily uploads. You can follow us on Playback TV. We're going to be doing streams there during the season. You can watch games along with us occasionally, not every single time, but we'll do it. You can also find us on socials at How About Them C's. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Facebook is just the name of the pod. You can find us on Twitter. Jack is at Jack Simone NBA. You can find me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.